Today, we're tackling a really critical and fast-moving area, how artificial intelligence is changing cybersecurity, and, well, the big ethical questions that come along with that.
So for everyone listening, our goal today is really to explore the key challenges and, the ethical considerations when AI and cybersecurity meet. We want to give you a clearer picture of what this means for organizations, for individuals, and what actions we can actually take.
Absolutely. The speed AI is developing is, well, it's incredible. It brings powerful tools, sure, but like any powerful tool, there are risks, complexities we need to really understand.
Definitely.
Okay, let's dive right in then. One area getting a lot of buzz is biased AI decision-making. We hear about it in things like hiring or facial recognition in Canada affecting certain groups unfairly.
Yeah, issues of fairness, transparency, accountability, they're huge.
And how does that extend into cybersecurity?
Well, it's a similar problem, really.
Hmm.
Think about AI security tools. If they're trained on biased data, they can end up with blind spots.
Blind spots, how so?
Imagine an AI trained to spot malware. If its training data mostly showed attacks on, say, big companies using Windows, it might not be great at spotting a totally new attack aimed at small businesses using Linux.
Ah, okay, so it hasn't seen that kind of threat before in its training.
Precisely. The bias isn't intentional, it's just a reflection of the data it learned from. It can lead to real-world disadvantages, leaving some systems more vulnerable just because they don't fit the typical profile the AI expects.
So while AI promises better detection, these data biases could actually leave gaps in our defenses.
Now, shifting gears a bit, it's not just the good guys using AI, is it?
No, absolutely not. And this is where things get, frankly, quite concerning. Hackers are leveraging AI too.
To do what, exactly? Create much more sophisticated attacks. Think phishing emails. AI, especially these advanced language models, can write incredibly convincing, personalized emails.
Right, not like those old, obvious scams with bad grammar.
Exactly. AI can analyze someone's online presence, their writing style, even who they communicate with, to craft a message that looks totally legitimate. It presses the right buttons.
So hyper-targeted and much harder for even careful people to spot.
Yes, and it goes beyond text. We're seeing AI used for deepfake scams.
Deepfakes. Generating fake video or audio.
Imagine getting a voice message or even a video call that looks and sounds exactly like your boss telling you to make an urgent, unusual wire transfer. AI can mimic voices and appearances scary well now.
Wow. That really ratchets up the pressure on companies and individuals. Staying ahead feels like a constant race.
It is. It definitely puts pressure on companies, governments, everyone, really, to keep up with these AI-powered criminals. And for individuals, it means being even more vigilant.
Which leads us to another tricky area, surveillance. AI is being used more and more for monitoring, isn't it? By governments, by corporations.
Yes, and there's a fundamental tension there. On one hand, the promise of greater security. On the other, our right to privacy.
It's a classic security versus liberty debate, but amplified by AI's power.
Absolutely. We see places like Canada trying to figure out regulations, trying to balance security needs with protecting human rights. But it's tough.
How so? What are the hurdles?
Well, enforcing these regulations is a challenge. How do you effectively audit a complex AI algorithm to ensure it's not overstepping or being biased? How do you guarantee transparency when the systems themselves can be black boxes, even to their creators sometimes?
Yeah.
These are big practical problems.
And this isn't just happening within one country's borders, right? AI adds a whole new dimension to global cybersecurity challenges.
Oh, definitely. Think about cyber warfare or state-sponsored misinformation campaigns. AI can automate spreading fake news on a massive scale, making it harder than ever to know what's real.
And potentially automate large-scale cyber attacks, too.
That's the fear. AI could coordinate attacks that happen so fast and are so widespread that traditional defense mechanisms just get overwhelmed. It could dramatically shift the landscape of international security.
So the speed and scale are, sobering. It highlights the need for some kind of international agreement, doesn't it, on how AI should be used ethically in cyberspace?
It absolutely does. An urgent need, I'd say. But getting global consensus on rules for something so tied up in national security interests, well, that's a huge diplomatic mountain to climb. It's incredibly difficult.
Okay, so given all these challenges, the bias, the sophisticated attacks, surveillance, global risks, what can organizations actually do right now? What are the practical steps?
Well, a really crucial starting point is AI literacy training for employees. Everyone needs a basic understanding of how AI works, what the new threats look like, those phishing emails, deepfakes we mentioned, and how to be vigilant.
Right, the human element is still key. your workforce as the first line of defense.
Exactly. Beyond that, organizations need clear ethical guidelines for how they develop and use AI. Thinking about data privacy, about transparency, about accountability. It's not just a tech issue. It's about leadership and responsible innovation.
And basic cybersecurity hygiene still matters, presumably.
Well, absolutely fundamental. Robust firewalls, updated intrusion detection, regular security audits. Those layers are still critical. AI doesn't replace them. It adds another layer of complexity on top.
Okay, and for us as individuals, beyond just being generally aware.
Cultivating a healthy skepticism is key, especially with digital communications that try to rush you or seem too good to be true. And practical things. Use multi-factor authentication wherever you can.
That extra login step,
Yeah,
right?
it adds a significant barrier for attackers. And just try to stay informed about the latest scam tactics. Awareness is a powerful tool.
Now, let's circle back to the source of our discussion, the CIPS chat. What role do professional associations like Canada's Association of IT Professionals play in all this?
They play a really vital role, actually. CIPS and organizations like it are crucial hubs for sharing knowledge and promoting best practices.
How do they do that?
They provide valuable resources, things like ethical guidelines. They offer professional IT certifications, which help standardize skills and knowledge in critical areas like cybersecurity.
So it's about setting standards and defining what good looks like in the industry.
Precisely. And they also advocate talking to policymakers, trying to ensure regulations are sensible and effective. Plus, they offer training and, importantly, networking opportunities.
Networking, why is that so important here?
Because IT professionals can share real-world experiences, talk about the threats they're actually seeing, discuss what defense strategies are working. It builds a collective intelligence. Being part of that network really equips professionals.
So it gives them the tools, the knowledge, and the community support to tackle these emerging threats and promote a safer digital environment overall.
Exactly. These associations foster that culture of continuous learning and ethical responsibility that's so essential right now.
It really strikes me, listening to all this, that this isn't a problem we're going to solve anytime soon. AI and cybersecurity, it's constantly evolving.
You've hit on a critical point. Responsible AI, secure AI. It's not a destination you arrive at. It's an ongoing process. It demands constant learning, constant adaptation, constant discussion as the tech just keeps racing ahead.
And that discussion, that process, it can't happen in silos, can it?
No, absolutely not. It needs collaboration.
Yeah.
Governments, tech companies, researchers, the public, everyone needs to be part of the conversation. We need that shared objective, ensuring AI benefits society without wrecking our ethical principles or our security.
Okay, so to try and wrap up our deep dive, it's clear AI is, well, a classic double-edged sword in cybersecurity. Powerful tools for defense, but also powerful tools for attack.
And it raises these profound ethical questions around bias, privacy, global security, questions we're still grappling with.
Which leads us to a final thought, perhaps, for our listeners. As AI gets woven more and more deeply into our digital lives, how can we as individuals, as organizations, proactively shape its development? How do we ensure a secure and ethical future?
And maybe even more personally, what specific questions should you be asking about the AI systems you interact with every day? Something to mull over.